Welcome to Life Inside Hell. It's me, your host, Brother Wild Bill. I've got a story for you guys today. This is a motivational channel and my audio diary. I'm the chaplain in the prison, which is the worst prison in Central America. And if you know anything about Latin American prisons, that's saying a shitload. I've been in prison for 13 years, serving a 46-year sentence for homicide. Anyway, I'm a prison's chaplain as well as an inmate at the same time, both things. So this happened today. I want to really paint this picture completely because it's really a special story, and I'd like everybody else to comment on it. I'd actually like somebody else's opinion about what happened. Here's what happened, right? So there's a kid. He's 23 years old. He got shot in the head at some point in time in the recent future, and he has like a metal plate in his head, and he's very functional, like I'd say 85% functional. He doesn't need a wheelchair, he doesn't use crutches or anything like that. And like what happens, it scrambled the left side of his brain the right side of his brain, so his left side is not well. He can move, he can walk very perfectly well. I mean, with just the slightest impediment. He can even jog and stuff, but he does walk with a slight impediment. His left hand is fucked up, and his left arm is very thin, very skinny, because he can't use it very well. His motor control isn't very well. He walks well, he talks well, he thinks perfectly well. Nothing really wrong with him other than that issue, that loss of motor control on his left side. Okay, so this is a person who's mentally 100% there and physically 85% there. And like he couldn't play soccer, I don't think, and he couldn't be a cross-country runner or something, and he couldn't lift weights because only one side works. But like as far as living, he lives by himself, he takes care of himself, there's nothing wrong with him. But because he's slightly handicapped, and because he's a kid, he's young, he's been getting away with disrespecting people and doing things he shouldn't be doing because nobody wants to be the person who reprimands the crippled kid. Do you understand what I'm saying? Nobody wants to be the person who reprimands the handicapped kid. So this has been going on for a long time, and it's been getting worse, and he's really getting out of hand. And so I even mentioned it to one of the other brothers recently. I said, I don't know what the fuck we're going to do with that kid, because who wants to be the kid? Who wants to be the one to slap the handicapped kid, Who wants to be the one to correct that kid? But he desperately needs somebody to correct him, because he needs somebody to slap him upside the head in a bad way. So I want you to remember that my environment's really different than your environment. I live in a very violent and dangerous world, where you live in a very comfortable one, probably. If you're listening to this, I want you to remember that throughout the story. So I'm the pastor of the church. I'm also the leader of the inmates, 127. There was 157. Now we're down to 127 of us. A bunch of them died, and some of them got moved out. So the kid has really, for the last week, has been really giving me shit, like making fun of me or something, and like making jokes. I don't do that whole making fun of thing. If you make fun of me, I'll slap you upside the head. Look, I'm just being straight. I don't do that shit, and I don't do it to anybody else either. You understand? I'm sensitive. I know that I'm sensitive, but I'm not necessarily sensitive. I think a lot of myself. I have very high self-esteem, and I don't need to belittle someone else to feel better about myself, and I will not tolerate anybody else belittling me. Now, the way I've tried to handle it is to ignore it, and give him a eat shit look, like, what the fuck's wrong with you? And ignore it. Normally, an eat shit look from Wild Bill would be enough to wither the balls of any man. But this kid, as I say, has been getting away with a lot, and he is out of control. So today, the fruit from the breakfast came late, after. I don't know. They brought breakfast without the fruit, and the guy said there's no fruit. And I said, okay. So I gave her all the breakfast away, gave all the food away. And then while I was inside taking a shower, the fruit came. It was like mangoes. In this area where I'm at, there's 18 of them. So I was drying off, and I heard somebody call my name, and I stepped outside, and my buddy said, hey, the mangoes came. There they are. And so the kid says, hey, damn it, I'm hungry. What? Shake a leg. And I said, you always have something to say, don't you? And everybody got quiet. And I went back inside, and I put my clothes on, and I gave him the mangoes away. So I'm giving the mangoes away, and he says, you always give me the small one. You always give me the small one. Fuck. And I'm again ignoring this, letting it go, ignoring it. And so, and he he's done this several times. When I would walk by, he makes a farting noise. I don't know what that's about, but he'd be like when I'd walk by. So today I walked by. Now he's locked in his cell. I'm the one giving the food away. He comes out at 10 o'clock. He's out right now. He come by and he says, so he does that. I walk by and he makes that farting sound. And I said, listen to me, you little shit. Now I lost my temper. And I said, just because you're fucking crippled doesn't give you the right to treat other people like shit. And he said, what? And I said, you heard me very well. And I also said it with many expletives. You motherfucker, you stupid little motherfucker. Just because you're fucked up and crippled doesn't give you the right to treat others like shit. And I ain't the only one that thinks so, but I'm the only one that got the boss to come down here and tell you. Now, I don't give a fuck if you're crippled or not. If you keep fucking with me, I'm going to slap you upside the head. And he said, you just wait till I come out of this cell. I said, what are you going to do when you come out of the cell? Are you going to die? What the fuck could you possibly do to me? You weigh 120 pounds and you're all fucked up. Now, I respect you, respect me too, or I'll beat your little ass. And I meant it. So he tried to say something again. I said, shut your fucking mouth and sit down. And he did. He shut his mouth and he sat down. So I felt bad about this because that's not really behavior becoming of the pastor of the church. So I came inside and I prayed to God and I said, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And God said, I don't see a damn thing wrong in anything that you did. He said, maybe you shouldn't have used so many curse words and you shouldn't have screamed at him, but what you said to him was perfect. That was like the Holy Spirit talking. It was like perfect what you said to him. Because it's true. Just because you're fucked up doesn't give you the right to treat other people like shit. Life isn't fair. So I said, So I said, well, this is what I'm going to do. I walked outside and I turned the television on and I said, listen, I want to apologize to everybody because I feel like that I crossed the line. I shouldn't have screamed at the kid, although what I said. And so I called him by name. I said, come here. He said, no, I don't want to hear you apologize to me. And I said, well, that's a very good thing because you're not going to hear me apologize to you. I said, I come here to tell you the only thing I think I did wrong, I shouldn't have screamed at you. What I told you was truth and you should think about it. But I apologize deeply for screaming at you in that way. I wouldn't want to belittle you, but I don't like it when you try to belittle me. And it's a dangerous thing to do because I don't mind to crush somebody's fucking skull, And I'm sensitive. I said that too. I said I'm very sensitive, and I don't like people making fun of me. And that's why I don't make fun of other people because I don't like it when they do it to me. And I said, so I ask everybody in here, please. If you want to, even if you're being friendly, if you want to make fun of somebody, make fun of somebody else, because I don't make fun of anybody. And everybody, and I said, and so if you'll all forgive me for losing my temper, and everybody clapped. And so I came inside and I sat down here and I prayed for a little bit. I didn't know what to do. I don't know. I don't want the kid to feel bad, but at the same time, the lesson I gave him was very good. And I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I did the right thing. So he comes out at 10 and my door's open, and just out of the blue, the door opens. And he comes in and he gives me this big hug and he said, I'm really sorry. And he's like, oh, he's got tears in his eyes. And I'm like, no, kid, don't worry about it. It's okay. Everything's okay. And he's like, no, but forgive me, Pastor, forgive me. I was like, no, it's everything's okay. Don't worry about it. No, nothing happened, man. And so he left, and it was like all I could do to not cry myself. And so I guess it worked out well. But this is a real, it's something I thought a lot about, Like, if I was handicapped, and I can't say whether I am or not, I would want to be treated like everybody else. And today I just treated him like everybody else, and maybe that's what he needed. Instead of being treated like a spoiled child, he got his ass whipped by daddy, so to speak, metaphysically or spiritually, emotionally. And so I think maybe that's what he needed. Anyway, if you like this story, like and subscribe and comment. And as always, if you don't like it, I hope that you just cram it really painfully up your ass. I'm the pastor of the church in hell, me, Wild Bill. You want to know more about me, you can pull the description box down. There's a book I wrote called Long Live the King, Wild Bill. Please buy it. I think that you'll enjoy it. I've never had anybody buy it that said they didn't enjoy it. Never happened. Never had anybody say anything bad. The one time I had a bad review, but it was the person saying that he didn't think that a murderer should have a platform to speak, so fuck him. But it wasn't about the actual story or anything. It's a memoir I wrote about my first year in prison, things I learned. And there's also ways to contact me with an email address. And there's also links to my social media. I'm sorry, my brain's not working real good this morning. I'm still caught up in the moment of what just happened. This happened like 15 minutes ago, by the way. So you're getting it fresh. I don't think that you'll get this until tomorrow. This happened on the 20th. I don't think I'm going to put it online until the 21st. But anyway, love you guys.